trying to help us out, and the people working there are not helping us out. You have a situation where people say it's normal that if your husband doesn't beat you, then he doesn't love you.
Where manners seem to be normalized, you will become mad.
And more of the rush you just can't stop.
It's the station for more talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We are Nigeria Info 99.3, and we're reaching you live from Etimi and Christian Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos, thank you so much for staying here since 5 a.m. that we started this conversation. Thank you. You are appreciated. Well, super appreciated. Be rest assured that we have a whole lot more for you. Even after this show, you would have a time to listen to Daily Digest with Jamidi Sue, and when that is done, What's Up Lagos will be on the airwaves for you to have fun with Feta and Stretch, and they will take us through to midday, when we'll have the news. After the news at midday, Joyce Oyemua would take over on Confessions Thursday, sunny side actually, and then she would come through with Confessions Thursday. So you're most welcome. Every Thursday, you do know that we talk health and health-related matters. That's why we call it Health Thursday. That's what we do every Thursday. And this Thursday will be no exception. I did ask a question earlier as to what would you do if you found yourself at an accident scene, even domestic accident, that somebody's life depends on your own intervention. How would you handle it? Do you know what to do? We've had cases of people slumping and people around them did next to nothing because they have no idea as to what to do. That is where we're going today. I've got capable people on the show today to talk us through that. But before we go in, let me let you know that you can watch this show on Facebook and on YouTube. We're streaming live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. Would like to get your contribution as well. So we're looking at how to empower first responders for emergencies, and who else to have this conversation with other than the Ashoka fellow himself, the executive director of Health Emergency Initiative, HEI, Paschal Achunine. Good morning to you, Paschal.
Good morning, Sheriff. Thank you for having me. Good morning, listeners.
It's good to have you.
It's my pleasure.
I also have here a trainer of trainers herself, the Chief Training Institute or Instructor, Health Emergency Initiative, Dr. Abigail Hassan. Dr. Abigail, how are you?
Good morning. It's nice being here.
It's good. Can you move closer to the mic?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Paschal, let me start with you. Health Emergency Initiative. How has it been? The last time we had this conversation was some time ago, and we've tried to have this conversation again after then, but it wasn't just possible. How has it been? I heard that you HEI has expanded out of Lagos now.
Absolutely. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak to us, engage again on this because health is wealth.
It is.
And we can't take our eyes away from health and what to do to stay alive. Between when we met and now, we've expanded, will I say rapidly, across more states. We have presence now in 14 states in Nigeria.
14?
14. We started off from here, and we must acknowledge and applaud the support we have received from the stakeholders here, from those in government, from the civil servants, technocrats, those in the hospitals. That has been a key success factor for us. What we have seen, most of the KPIs or indicators, set indicators, deteriorating more because a few persons can access healthcare. It has become more expensive to access care. But then our focus this morning is what happens in the pre-hospital space.
That's right.
And many have lost loved ones Many saw videos a few days ago, someone who was celebrating the wife's 60th birthday and slumped. That's one of those cases when you cited that there had been epidemic of people slumping and dying. But it's not only cardiovascular. It relates to trauma. It relates to injuries. It relates to even as simple as somebody eating and choking and not knowing what to do can affect the brain. It can affect the person's survival chances. As simple, even those who are exposed to asthmatic attack, stroke. So what Health Emergency Initiative has been speaking about and walking the talk is how do we have more persons grab the knowledge of saving lives before access to advanced care at the hospital or at any facility. So that's the key gap we try to bridge as an organization.
Let me say this at this point that quite a number of people who may be new to Health Emergency Initiative, let me have you know that Health Emergency Initiative is an NGO in Nigeria here that has global acclaim, that has global recognition, and what they do essentially is to teach, to also help people, because I know that you play some intervention roles as well.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about that immediately. That we started off paying the hospital bills of indigent patients in public hospitals. Yes, and lately we expanded to some missionary hospitals, those who make room for the poor. So the cases we cater for are those typically less than, it used to be 20,000. Now we've increased to 50,000.
Oh, nice.
Those medical conditions like malaria, sepsis, meningitis, the likes of diarrhea, especially children of 0 to 5 and women are the highest number of beneficiaries. Those medical cases that if they are assisted early or have access to healthcare on time, with less than 50,000 naira, they will stay alive. So we do that across all the 28 secondary hospitals in Lagos, and now, as I said earlier, we're in 14 states. So those whose loved one, especially children, and children are very with the high rate of malnutrition. As you are aware, over 45% of all deaths among children of 0 to 5 are associated with malnutrition. And with UNICEF, data from UNICEF and others, out of 5 children born in Nigeria, 20% do not live to see their fifth birthday. So what we have done is, in most of these facilities, trying to reduce that negative data to ensure that those children, without whether you know anybody or not, will stand as next of kin. And we will work with existing systems and institutions, the medical social workers, so much that in Lagos and other states we have created a WhatsApp group for easy recourse to us. So that's the first program we initiated, and over time working with
how has that fared? I mean, have you been able to sustain that? Yes, you've spread to other states.
Yeah, the beauty is that
how easy, how difficult.
The beauty is that if we share our figures or statistics, we have seen out of every 100 cases, for instance, that has been referred to us, less than 10% of the children died. Less than 10% of the indigent patients died. So when I say children, adults who have non-chronic medical cases, those that are, I'm not talking about cancer or diabetes or those that have life-threatening or chronic implication. No, 50,000 naira cannot clear that.
That's right.
But all these cases I mentioned, including one of blood transfusion or oxygen therapy, we are available. We have been supporting. So the beauty is that the hospitals, the social workers, they have a go-to organization that they can call upon with over 90% success rate whenever they reach us in terms of the outcome, the medical outcome. So let me quickly dwell on our second important program. Road traffic accident is responsible for the highest number of deaths among the young people, those between 10 and 35 years, according to a publication of WHO. And when you hear 50 died on so road, 100 died on so road, so we had to design a, rather than wishing that something happens, we work with Federal Road Safety, sign the MOU, including National Orthopedic Ibobi and FMC Butemeta, and other selected hospitals in Lagos that have capacity to handle trauma or emergencies.
Right.
So the aim is the first 24 hours. Our organization pays the initial fund deposit, let me call it deposit,
Okay.
to not refundable,
Okay.
to keep those in persons alive. When I say persons, it could be a wealthy person, it could be a rich person, but when you
doesn't
are
matter.
critically injured,
Once the person
at
is
that stage
injured,
you are vulnerable,
and they cannot contact anybody in the family. Or anything.
absolutely, you're in a state of destitution.
Yeah.
So we have sustained that, and we have also recorded more than 85% positive outcome. Go to whether it's lawsuit, whether it's FMC Butemeta, whether it's burns and trauma, and I'm sure you've also heard about this high incidence of gas explosion.
That's right.
So we
That's
also
right.
come in to support cases like that to keep them alive. Of course, we have isolated cases who have gone beyond 80,000 naira
Yeah.
that we support.
Yeah.
The cap is 80,000. There are instances we've done 300, 500 where the situation is exceptional and people showed up to support. So that is the second program we do, which is to ensure that those who are exposed to accident or gas explosions stay alive. So it was this that now gave birth to this first responders training that provides support for those facing emergency. You know what do Nigerians do when they say emergency? I'm sure
Everybody is clueless.
Or
Everybody will
taking
just stand and
picture,
watch and recording
video,
and
recording.
Yeah.
That does not help the victim.
It doesn't.
So it was based on this assessment in 2018 we initiated this first responders training. I know so beauty is that is not just only educated people. It's not LASMA or policemen or FRSC only. We have trained people in these areas, police, but we expanded it to everyday Nigerians. People, vulcanizers, transport union operators, and even in communities. And most importantly, changing the mindset. We had to work with the ministries of education. Training senior secondary school students on this CPR and first aid and other skills.
Amazing.
So much that recent approval from 3 state governments have integrated this program in the curriculum of secondary schools. So that you can create systemic change for our country.
This is brilliant. Dr. Abigail, this is where you come in. You are the chief instructor of HEI. I'm a big fan of HEI because Nigeria Info and HEI, we go. When did we start? We go way back
2021.
Yeah. Because this is where you find Nigeria Info. Anything that is beneficial to the people, we're all for it. How has it been trying to teach people? It's like you're trying to change behaviors. You're trying to rewire people's minds, because look, if anybody sees anybody in the accident, everybody runs away. Nobody wants to be implicated in anything, but in some other parts of the world, the first thing will be how they want to keep that person alive till 911 responders would come. We will always see first responder anywhere, but how is that culture, how is that culture now here? Has it change? How has it been? Has it been easy? Has it been difficult? Have you encountered any challenge while trying to train people?
Okay, so once again, let me say good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning, once again.
I would say, so you see the doctor in my name, right? He's not a medical doctor.
Not a medical doctor.
Before you start running like, okay, it's a field. He's not a medical doctor. And being a sociologist, it has helped also, because when you talk about sociology, you're looking at behavioral patterns.
That's right.
And if you're looking at changing person's behavior, it's like it's even easier, and that's why the approval to include the first responders training into secondary schools is like, I'm sure we'd still get to primary schools because it's best to catch them young. It's easier if you want to change a behavior in a child than in an adult. When you're looking at, in terms of the trainings, so there is when you are having some classes, let me give a practical example, and you hear secondary school students say, so my mother said they used to pour oil, or you can rub honey, or you can rub egg. So most things that we grew up with is not because they are ideal, but because of what has been passed down.
That's right.
The whole idea of snapping pictures when there is accident or emergency is because is a behavior we've come to idolize, is what we've seen
over time.
Yes, so we learned the behavior. It's been a transformative journey with Health Emergency Initiative.
Okay.
Yes, it's not all rosy because, like you say, we are dealing with behavioral change. But it's been very impactful. Out of 100, you see some person say, "Oh, so I saved a life yesterday." Or we get calls telling us, "Oh, so there's an accident that happened here." Does that change the fact that we still have high majority of persons still taking pictures? No, but it means we are making progress, one person per community. And we are looking forward to one day would wake up and be like, oh, everybody knows what to do. But till then, this journey continues.
Let's talk about, the area where you've gone to train secondary school. What's your experience training secondary school students? Children can be a handful, but what's the experience like?
Okay, so there, like I said, we have different programs. We have for secondary school students, we have for artisans, we have for community members, we have for teachers, and every class for me is also an opportunity to learn. Okay, when you are in a class and sometimes I also take the backseat and I want to learn from these children because most of them, you might really be surprised that most of them know what you don't even know that they should know at their age. So I always encourage teachers when we have a combined class or when we have parents, I always encourage them, teach your child more than mommy and daddy. Because this child knows how to dial 767. This child has a retentive memory to know what is gloves and the rest. They even know how to shout for help in situations. So, but if we look at them as they're just children, we are actually training an adult that would become just a passerby. So for me, they are handful, but it's usually a time of learning to unlearn for both parties. So I don't expect it to be all matured like the maturity class, but it's always a learning process.
Always a learning process.
Always a learning process.
Let's prepare to head out. We'll take a quick break right now, but when we return, I will come back to you, Dr. Abigail, because I want you to take the listener on some quick life-saving skills that they can learn from this before I go back to Paschal, because they have to take something away on the show this morning. Lagos, we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Oh no, not my engine again. What is all this now?
My neighbor, save yourself all this stress with AP lubricants. AP lubricants are high quality engine oils that protect your engine by keeping it clean, improve its performance, and help your engine last longer. Even my trusted mechanic recommends them. Yes, AP lubricants are a range of high grade engine oils including Visco 2000, Super Visco Static, HD40, diesel motor oil, and many others. They are specially blended for various automotive, household, industrial, and marine purposes and can be used for petrol and diesel engines.
Thank you so much, my neighbor. Thank you.
AP lubricants are available nationwide at all AP service stations and lubricant retail shops. AP lubricants, engineered for excellent engine performance.
Topisto tomato mix don't show. Topisto tomato mix na tomato mix where Mohan Agro Foods they produce. Them the producer for Calabar for Cross River State. It is inside a very beautiful 70-gram sachet and na 50 sachet it is inside 1 carton. It is thick and tasty. And if you choose and take cook stew, jollof rice, sauce, egusi, spaghetti, eforiro, and what a better correct wakis them. Waiting make Topisto tomato mix different, not the taste. And you fit find out for all leading supermarket and for any market where they near you. If you want make them supply you or you want be distributor,
Make you call 0704 800 0558 or 0803 570 0177.
Topisto tomato mix. The difference, not the taste.
The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think within the constraints of geographical borders created by man. An example is Nigeria. But let me tell you something profound. You are part of the world, not just one nation. You don't just live in Nigeria, you live in the world. It's time to break free, look beyond borders, and seek opportunities that span the globe. You need a world view. The world is open for business, and the opportunities are endless. It's time to think global. It's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain? It's Toby Chio. My goodness. When did he grow up? That's it with kids, so.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Remember the name Arenas Plus. When malaria strikes, Arenas Plus. Remember the name Arenas Plus. When you feeling down, Arenas Plus.
Arenax Plus is the name to remember when you need to beat malaria with ease. Arenax Plus is a combination of artemether and lumenfantrine and is effective in the treatment of malaria in adults and children. So the next time malaria strikes, remember the name. Arenax Plus beats malaria with ease.
If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see a doctor. Available in pharmacies near you. Arenax Plus is a quality product from Swiffer.
Mama, they don't dash me 20,000 naira woof.
My pikin, who they dash 20,000 naira for this kind time?
That they dash everybody will get smart cash account 20,000 naira.
You mean them go dash me 20,000 naira a wolf too?
Yes, so mama. That they dash all old and new smart cash users 20,000 naira a wolf.
Oh yeah, tell your yard people make them dial star 939 hash or download Smart Cash app to open their own account. Make them self-enjoy 20k a wolf. Every time where you buy airtime or pay bills with Smart Cash, you go chop inside your 20k. Terms and conditions they shall.
I don't see my own wolf. Oh.
Smart Cash, powered by Airtel.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the last 20 minutes of the show, the Morning Crossfire. I am Sheriff Quadry. It's Health Thursday, and you can watch live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch. I've got the ED of HEI, Health Emergency Initiative here, Paschal Achunine. I've also got the Chief Instructor at HEI, Abigail Hassan, here as well. And we're talking about saving lives and how we can empower you out there to be a first responder who can be effective, and so you can save lives as well. Let me go back to Dr. Abigail Hassan. We are going to, people would have to take, there will have to be a takeaway in this conversation. Let's teach people how to save lives. How do you want to start with that?
Okay, so I'm just.
And by the way, you can watch right now because I will need for you to watch what she's about to demonstrate or tell you, you can watch on Facebook and on YouTube. Sorry for the interruption.
Of course, no problem. Okay, so I'm just going to give a little brief of just the 5 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes that we do in a 5 hours training, and this is targeted at road traffic accidents. I understand that we are interested in CPR, but before then, let's have it that the last time we were in Quadry to train, and after the training, we went somewhere to the market, and there was this guy he was putting his head on his, and I was looking at him, and persons were looking and passing, and the first thing I thought of was someone needed to, yes, it was attended to later, but when you see persons, first off, please learn to help. Let's learn to be conscious of the person walking beside us, because if an accident happens to one person, you might think it won't get to it. It's just a little bit of time before it will escalate. One road traffic accident, it doesn't involve just one vehicle. There's also another one, and even if it affects one vehicle, if the other one is not careful, it will escalate. So let's say there is a road traffic accident. What you should look out for is, first, who are the victims? Then you. Where am I? Where's my positioning? Am I standing where I could become a casualty myself? So you also need to look out for yourself. If it happened very close to you, please find a safe zone to stay. Yes, 20 feet. But please, I know you cannot count, but just take a bit of a walk away or run. Not run away from the scene, but just to a safe space. Make sure you're safe. Assess the scene. Once you assess the scene, in 10 seconds, please, you should know how many casualties do I have? Who are those that can still walk? Who are those that are talking? Can I use the victims to attend to each other? Do I have passers-by? The good news is in Nigeria, we always have persons. Yes. That's one thing that we are very lucky to. Even if they come to snap pictures, please put them to use. Hey, help me, call 767 if you're in Lagos. Help me, call 767. If you're not in Lagos, please, you can dial the local number in your state, 112. It's available. Help me, call 767. Once that is on, please don't wait. Hey, can you hear me? Now you go to the victims. Can you hear me? Who can hear me? Please, if it's a car crash, be careful. Once you're seeing films, it could go ablaze. So you need to get the persons as fast as out of there. Now, in trying to do that, also be careful that you're not escalating or causing more injuries. Please, in every emergencies, look out for bleeding. Either it's internal or external, whoever it is. Make sure that all the victims get to hospital, even the one that can talk. Make sure they get to the hospital so we don't have a case of death from internal injury. Now, if it's an external injury, beautiful for you. What do you need to do? You just need to, my wallet, one side is actually a first aid. Yes. So if you have a wallet like mine, you can always improvise. So yeah, I have this. Yeah, my mouth space. In case you don't have, it's just something you need to cover.
Are you guys watching? She's showing you stuff.
I have different types, but I'm going to show you this one. So this is for if you need to blow air. You know when you say CPR, yes. This side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it goes into the mouth of the victim like this.
Okay.
Once you place it, you make sure that all this covers the
mouth.
nose down. But your mouth is here. So this is how you place
your mouth is inside. Not the extension.
The bigger side is inside the victim's mouth.
Inside the victim's mouth.
The smaller side is yours.
Okay.
So you blow in. Please make sure. So usually you're not supposed to share this.
Okay.
Because of fluid. Yes, I have that size, and I also have this. Usually this you would mostly see it in mannequins. I also have this. Please, once you see victims, try not to do a blind sweep inside someone's mouth. Even if they are choking or something is blocking them, try not to have a blind sweep. If you are seeing something, you remove it. But if not, I have this. If you can't get this if you can't get this, once you buy cone ice cream, there's always, please don't throw it away. You can donate also, but just have it. I have that. And of course, your best friend as a first responder is this. All this is coming from my purse. I'm sorry. You have your gloves. This is your number one friend. Please ensure you have your gloves. But in cases where you don't have gloves, you can improvise with clothes, right? So I'm going to use this as a tourniquet, but this is not a real tourniquet. We can always improvise. The good thing about being a first responder is your ability to respond on the spot, making use of what you have. And also, please, in trying to do anything that you are doing, be safe. Now, this, in a case of bleeding, so we have superficial bleedings. If he's bleeding that, is not deep, it's something you can just apply pressure, elevate, just apply the pressure. But if it's in a wound that has, let me use my purse as an example, is a road traffic accident where you see that the bones and the flesh are like this and blood is spotting out. What you just simply need to do is this. Now, you need to use 2 fingers. What you do is this. Okay, let me use this transparent so you see it. You use this, use one, hold here, use the other, pick it up, put it here. That's just how you do until you don't remove one hand. You're using it to block either the artery or the vein, whatever it is. Once you do it to the end, you press till you get the person to the hospital, because all of us, irrespective of your size, you all have 5 liters of blood. And the more the person is losing blood, the tendency to lose consciousness. Now that brings us to CPR. Remember the process. CPR is not the first thing you do first, especially if someone is breathing, if someone has a pulse, and if someone is conscious. Once any victim has any of those 3, please abort the mission for CPR. CPR simply means the heart has stopped working, meaning that there is no blood being sent to circulate all over the body. But if the heart is working, you don't need to. CPR simply means you want to restart the heart. That is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The heart, the lungs make alive. So it means if someone is breathing normally, or if the person has a pulse, you just check for the pulse here. Or better still, your trachea, Please make sure you are not doing like this. It's either but never like this. Don't ever use this to check for pulse, because this has its own pulse.
That's a thumb, I mean.
Yes, please. Okay. Now, if it's a bleeding that you know that, I cannot control, please, there's something called tourniquet. Yes, this is not a tourniquet, but you can do this. Just put it in. Let's say the person is bleeding down here. Always tie above the bleeding, not below, above it. Once you tie, you would need, let's say it's a stick or anything you can get. So this is where you get the name tourniquet. You have to turn it until it's no longer able to move. Now, the danger of tourniquet is the place could be amputated. So while you're trying to do that, you also need to ensure that you get the person to the hospital very fast. And please, whatever you're doing, keep calm and keep your victim calm. Don't go telling the victim, this is bad, they're going to cut it off. No, be positive. Believe even if there is no belief. Let the person know you're with them, you're not leaving them, you see them through even at the hospital. And please, when you get to the hospital or you call 767, be able to give good information. One of your qualities as a first responder is being able to tell exactly what you see, what you've done, so that they know what to do. Please don't forget. Don't keep any information. Whatever you do, please let them know. The time of the tourniquet, please write it on the forehead of the person. Yes, you could use the person's blood to write it. It helps the medical practitioners to know if it can be salvaged or what next to do immediately. Now, when you have ascertained that the victim does not have a pulse, the victim is not breathing, and the victim is unconscious, don't forget, try not to do emergencies alone. Try to get help. Shout for help. If victims can help and walk, please use them for each other. Once you've ascertained that these 3 is absent, that is when you do CPR, and it's simply chest compression. Yes, if you have this, you can do the mouth to mouth. But if you don't have this, if you're confident enough, you could use this, although it is not advised. If you don't have a mouth barrier, try not to do that. Hands alone, hands only can resuscitate a heart. What you need is just to make sure you pump the heart at a depth that, so I'm going to tell you 2 centimeters deep, right? How would you know it's 2 centimeters? Don't bother trying to know the calculation because you can see the chest. But the good part is, what if you're doing it well, once you compress in, please let me stand.
Yes, please, you can stand.
Thank you.
Yes, you can stand. You can, yeah.
So what you need to watch out for in the chest is, if you press, let's say it's this, let's use this as a baby, and this is a baby's chest. So if it's a child, you use an infant, you use a 2-thumb encircling. So this is the baby's chest. Once you press, you notice if you are pressing, once you lift up this hand, it goes in and it comes out. So how do you know if you are performing CPR effective? The heart should be able to recoil. Once you press, please note ear down to ear is not, I'm not going to be doing like this, because if I do this, I'm not compressing effectively. If I do this, I'm not doing also effectively. Always stand toward above your victim and make sure that you're not having any dangling thing that could actually injure the victim. And compress. So usually you will need like 5 cycles to get an accurate 120, but you could do it at a cycle of 30. So it's usually 100 to 120. But does it mean after 120 and the person does not come to you should stop? No. It means expedite your movement to the hospital and keep compressing until you can save a life.
This is classroom, man. Dr. Abigail, shakere for you. I give you shakere.
It may interest you to know that a professor who is one of us, whose mother, 75-year-old mother, was exposed to that emergency. He performed CPR, and after 40 minutes, the mother came back.
Oh,
he's not a professor. He's not a doctor. He's not a medical field, but he exercised his skill, and the mother came back.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Dr. Abigail, thank you so much. I mean, you've really taken us through this class very quickly. I can see people are calling, but look, I hope we can take let's take 1 or 2 calls to get people to ask Dr. Abigail 1 or 2 questions as to what she just taught us. Afterwards, I will come to you because I'm really interested in your support base, how you've been able to keep HEI going, paying people's hospital bills
10 years.
For 10 years. That is remarkable. But let's get some calls in to ask questions as to the lesson we just received from Dr. Abigail. Good morning to you.
Mr. Sheriff, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Robert. Abigail, good morning. I greet your colleague.
Good morning, sir.
Sheriff.
Yes.
I want to ask your guest, how will somebody do an oral resuscitation for a victim that has epilepsy?
Epilepsy.
Any chance of
contracting it?
Yes, I just want to know. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Dr. Abigail, would you like to say something?
Okay, absolutely. I know most times, or I think I've heard, even in class, during the trainings, where persons say, "Oh, don't touch. If you the saliva, you contract it." The honest truth is, if they like, they should fetch it, put it inside cup, and give you to drink. You cannot have it. So that's being aside. So epilepsy, seizure, convulsion, right? Seizure is the manifestation, what you can see.
Yeah.
You can't see epilepsy itself, but you can see seizure, which is the manifestation of it. And what does it simply mean? It's a brain function. It means, let's say it's a wiring that is going like this. Instead of going this way, one touches the other, and then it causes the spark. So when you have things like that in someone, what can you do for the victim? Because the honest truth is, most of them don't know when it will come. Right. Time them.
Right.
Also help them to know, when does it come? Is it an allergy that causes it? Is it when I'm in a crowd? Is it when I have anxiety phobia? But what can you do once there is something like that?
Right.
Please keep the place clear. If there are chairs, it has happened in church. I was in church when it happened. Pack the chairs. If it happens where, because when they are jerking, right, they can injure themselves. And the honest truth is, you cannot restrain them like that. And please don't put spoon in their mouth. No, don't put spoon.
That is what we do a lot.
Don't put spoon. Don't pour anointing oil. You can pray, but please don't pour it in them. Don't try to force them, because now this is
your health deserves the best. And at SynLab Nigeria, we deliver world-class medical laboratory services with quality, convenience, and precision. With over 30 locations across Nigeria and a presence in more than 30 countries, SynLab provides trusted, accurate, and reliable diagnostics, helping you stay on top of your health. From routine checkups to specialized testing, we offer seamless booking, fast results, and expert medical support. Visit www.synlab.com.ng or walk into any of our centers today. SynLab Nigeria, world-class diagnostics, right where you are.
Dr. Abigail, please forgive me for the interruption. Let me also make the announcement that the last 15 minutes of this show is sponsored by SynLab. SynLab, thank you for the partnership. Dr. Abigail, please go on.
Basically, what you need to do once there is a case of seizure manifestation is keep the place clear. Do not restrain them, because even if you try to, except you are holding them, and they might actually injure you, not because they want to, but that is the phase that they are. Keep the place clear. Once they are coming to, put something soft under their head so they don't hit themselves. And there is a position called recovery position. It's simply you sleeping by your side. Sleeping by your side is like the recovery position.
Yeah.
It helps so that whatever fluid, whatever it is, it's coming out. And when they are coming to, so typically it should be within 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's the same thing with fainting. Not more than 3-5 minutes. Once it's getting to that point, the good news is, we like to say not so good news is it is not curable, but it can be managed. Epilepsy can be managed, but it's not curable. So they need to get to a neurosurgeon that will take it up.
Thank you for that update. Let me say that many thanks to our partner SynLab for sponsoring this 15 minutes. Before I go to Paschal, SynLab has a message, and they're talking to Lagos men. They are telling you to check your health. They are saying that it's time to check your prostate. What you don't know can hurt you, and when it comes to prostate health, early detection is everything. And they are introducing you to the PSA test from SynLab Nigeria, a simple blood test that checks for early signs of prostate issues, including prostate cancer, actually. Now, if you're a man aged 30 and above, this isn't optional for you. It's very essential. Go and get a PSA test done at SynLab, any of SynLab Nigeria lab centers. Prostate cancer is one of the leading cancers in men, and it often grows silently. No symptoms, no warning. If you don't check, you won't find out. But with a quick PSA test, you can catch it before it becomes a problem. Now, don't wait for a scare to care. If you want to book, easy. Just visit www.synlab.com.ng. SynLab is SYN, then lab, LAB, in one word, .com.ng. That's synlab.com.ng. And schedule your test online in seconds. Prefer, if you want to walk in, they've got you covered across Lagos, from Lekki to Ikeja to VI to Festac, and over 30 locations nationwide. If you're busy, there's no problem. SynLab can bring the test to you. They've got something they call home sample collection. They bring the lab to you from wherever you are. No traffic, no queues, no hassle, no wahala. They'll come to you. And once your result once your results are in, SynLab's expert in-house pathologists, they will break it down clearly so that there are no misconceptions. They don't blow big grammar at SynLab. They'll tell you, break it down to your understanding. If you've got questions, they are ready to answer it. So they're saying you should take control, get tested today if you're a man, 30 years and above. Don't wait for a scare before you can care. You can visit synlab.com.ng. Synlab, synlab.com.ng. Synlab, again, thank you for being a partner on this. Paschal.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that I always wonder is how you are able to sustain this for 10 years. Yeah. Who is funding you? Who is bankrolling you?
It's been a graceful journey, but we started with a lot of individuals keen into this. Nigerians, there are many Nigerians who also have compassionate heart. But over time, it has evolved from PwC, KPMG, to ACT Foundation, to Woodhawk Capital, then Total Energies EMP, one of the IOCs. Yeah. One of his subsidiaries, Total CPFA, and even another subsidiary, Total Cooperative, Seplat Energies, the United States Mission in Nigeria. Also keyed into this. Then First EMP, in JV with NMPC, they recently became a funder. MKF Foundation, a Nigerian organization, funded by Nigeria and the US, have in the last 4 years funded our post-crash care back to back. We have also received funding from the likes of MultiChoice, some of them multi-year. We've received funding from the likes of James Kubit. These are organizations that have Sterling Bank, as it were. Sterling Bank is also one of our funders. UPS Foundation was one institution that gave us support that ensured massive number of people we are trained as first responders. And as we speak, we also we are chosen, the only organization in Nigeria chosen by the Japanese Development Association for Osaka 2025. 25 in the world, the only one in Nigeria. So these are organizations that have in the last...
Let me pause you there, because we need to take this quick break and hear from Synlab. When we're done, we'll come back and I want to hear some more. Okay. Lagos, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your health deserves the best. And at Synlab Nigeria, we deliver world-class medical laboratory services with quality, convenience, and precision. With over 30 locations across Nigeria and a presence in more than 30 countries, Synlab provides trusted, accurate, and reliable diagnostics, helping you stay on top of your health. From routine checkups to specialized testing, we offer seamless booking, fast results, and expert medical support. Visit www.synlab.com.ng or walk into any of our centers today. Synlab Nigeria, world-class diagnostics, right where you are.
Synlab, thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate the partnership. Now, Paschal, you were mentioning all of these names, and one thing that kept coming up in my mind is nothing but, why do these big names, why do they trust you so much?
From inception, we are intentional on corporate governance. This is the 9th year we have audited our financial report and published. So every kobo you give to us, we account. You can feel the impact of those who benefited. You can narrow it down to the last kobo of how your fund was utilized. We have had organizations referring us to other organizations. For instance, when we are funded by PwC, and also got funded by SpectraNet. SpectraNet referred us to the Tolerant Group, that these people are credible when they were looking for a charity that is credible, that they can support for CSR. So the same happened with MultiChoice. They went to hospitals to ask, is there any charity or NGO that they know is credible, that they can commit resources to during COVID? We did not bid, we did not solicit. The hospital personnel said, go to Health Emergency Initiative. Their system is structured, they are transparent, and you can relate to the impact of their intervention. So that has kept us aside from the typical ways NGOs programs are conducted. And that's also what brought my being elected an Ashoka Fellow. 2 years ago, I became an Ashoka Fellow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about call to action now, because I know that these companies can't do as much as, yes, they are doing enough, but they can't do as much as what everybody can do, if you can get everybody's support.
So this is the occasion, those times that makes me almost cry is when I receive calls, requests that we have this number, like in Quadry State University Teaching Hospital reached us yesterday with almost 15 cases. Most of them we are not able to meet. We have several from Owerri, we have several from Kaduna, we have from in Plateau, we have Oyo in Ogun State, and then all the 28 public hospitals in Lagos. I mean, secondary, if you add the tertiary, they are huge. So we are only scratching less than 2% of the need. Every listener, you can channel your CSR, corporate social responsibility, through HEI. Also, we file with the tax authorities, FIRS and CAC, to ensure that your donation is, you can enjoy tax rebate when you donate to Health Emergency Initiative.
Beautiful.
So that puts you in a very good state to say, oh, I can have a 5-year plan with HEI. Whether you want to put your resources on malnutrition alleviation, whether it's for post-crash care for accident and gas explosion victims, whether it's for children of 0 to 5, whether it's even medical outreach in communities where they don't have any hospital. We have close to 30 doctors, 20 doctors in our faculty who we work with in those outreaches. Whether you want to train young secondary school students and have them certified in this skill, because that child may be a life changer in case emergency happens in your space. So we are open to more partnership.
How can they reach out?
They can reach us on www.hei.org.ng. They can also call 080-3722-8843. I'll take it slowly.
Please do.
080-3722-8843. They can also check our handles, Health Emergency Initiative, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Health Emergency Initiative. They can reach us there. We have what if you donate, it must be documented, and we have instances where we go for outreach. Just last week at Island Maternity and Massey Children's Hospital, we went with personnel of Woodhawk Capital who went to support many indigent cases there.
Beautiful.
So we are open for collaboration and doing more. You can save a life. Your 20,000. So it's not only corporates. If an individual puts 5,000 naira every month, that means that potentially you can save 2 lives. If you put 5,000 naira every month, so anybody can be a life saver.
Thank you. Paschal Achunine, ED, Health Emergency Initiative, thank you so much for coming through.
It's my pleasure.
And you will always, Health Emergency Initiative will always get the support of Nigeria Info, because we know that you have saved more lives. I mean, more lives have been saved through Health Emergency Initiative. Amazing stuff. Dr. Abigail Hassan.
Thank you very much.
My favorite tutor. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
It's always a pleasure. Lagos, that's our show. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Many thanks to Zainab. Many thanks to Tunde Absalam for producing this show together. See you tomorrow. Morning to you.
Thank you.
Morning.
This is where Nigerians come first. For the best of talk.
My wife beats me like she beat, I don't know, maybe an animal.
A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving back, are in fact being forced to give back. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.